What is up? It's been a minute since I did a live stream. I was watching AEW Revolution. Figured good time as any to jump on, do one. Main event starting right now. We've got Kenny Omega against John Moxley in an exploding barbed wire death match. This is going to be absolutely insane. The referee's in like a hazmat suit. This thing's going to be absolutely nuts. Show so far has been pretty good. Opening tag match with the Bucks and MJF and Jericho was really, really good. The tag team Casino Battle Royal was really good. The ladder match was okay. It was a little long, a little heavy on the stunts. Not too much else going on with that one. Women's title match was good. You want to be on the show? Here. My dog wanted to jump on the live stream. Tell him what you think about the show so far. It was good. Street Fight was a little too cinematic. You kind of got to do that, though, to protect Sting. Sting can't do too much, so you got to kind of do that to protect him. But it is what it is. What's up, three-time Super Bowl champion Skins? I was a little underwhelmed by Christian Cage being announced as the major new Hall of Fame worthy signing. That feels a little like old school TNA-esque to me. Like, you know, I don't have a problem with them bringing him in. He can do some good stuff for them. Maybe they'll have some good stuff. Oh, snap. John Moxley just did a big old pull on a flask. He's got to get drunk for this one. I'm not a drinker myself, but I probably would need it to go through a match like this. That is a lot of barbed wire. This is absolutely insane. I'm also going to be playing FIFA while this is going on, so if anything happens in my FIFA game, I'm probably going to lose my mind and throw my PlayStation remote. So a lot going on right now. We can pretty much guarantee this match is going to go at least 30 minutes because they've already said the entire ring structure, whole thing they've got set up is going to blow up if the match is still going at 30 minutes. So you can't tease that and not go 30 minutes and blow the whole thing up. So this is going to be absolutely insane. The referee looks like a COVID tester with the hazmat jumpsuit he's got on. This is going to be absolutely nuts. Best part of this is having Callis on commentary. Don Callis on commentary is always great. I occasionally watch NASCAR. I did a vlog where I went out to the NASCAR track here in my hometown of Nashville. Checked it out. I'm probably going to try to go to the NASCAR event that's coming here this summer just to do a vlog on it for my YouTube channel. But I kind of watch on and off. I watch the big races. If I put any money on the race, usually with the I'll watch the race to see if the people I picked. I didn't watch today's race though, but I've watched like the last two because I had some money on the last two. Don't know what scenario would lead me to do it, but I would love to go down to Jacksonville and be live for one of these shows in Daly's Place before they start going back on the road because the setup there is just insane. Exploding barbed wire death match kicks off with a collar and elbow tie up. That's hilarious. I knew the special surprise signing wasn't going to be CM Punk, but I kind of hoped it would be because I just wanted to be somebody cool. I had a feeling it was going to be Christian or like RVD or somebody, but I wanted it to be somebody a lot better. When Christian came out, I was really hoping they were going to swerve us and like somebody else was going to come out and attack Christian and reveal that they were like the real person that was signing, and it was going to be a 2-for-1, but it's just Christian. He's going by Christian Cage. He had his TNA music when he came out, so it's like I don't think you want to be reminding people about TNA. Just my opinion. Impact has gotten a lot better. TNA era, don't remind people about that. very interesting dynamic in this match so far. They're having to grapple and do traditional wrestling to try to prevent themselves from getting thrown into any of the explosive barbed wire stuff. Oh, this has got to be tough on them as performers because the barbed wire being everywhere and then building up to the first time one of them hits the barbed wire gives them like a very tiny chunk of the ring that they could actually work in. So doing a lot of like almost running into stuff and stopping, almost running into stuff and stopping, grappling, picking each other up because they got to tease it out. They can't possibly crash into it too early. The one thing about Christian signing that's interesting is I think it's pretty clear WWE cleared him, let him work the Royal Rumble as a last ditch to try to keep him from going to AEW. You know, we've seen the pattern now. Daniel Bryan, career over. They would never clear him. As soon as his contract's coming due, where maybe he could come out, all of a sudden they clear him. He's back in the ring. He's wrestling week in, week out. Edge, same deal. Medically not able to wrestle for 11 years. Suddenly AEW reaches out to him, wants to talk to him about coming in. And suddenly WWE clears Edge to wrestle. Christian was in the same boat, hadn't wrestled in, I don't know, 3, 4, 5 years, concussion problems. WWE wouldn't clear him. And then his contract comes due. AEW clearly was interested in him. He shows up in the Royal Rumble. Apparently he's cleared to wrestle. But apparently that wasn't enough to sway him to stay in WWE. I think he's a good signing. I think he can do some interesting things. He'll have some good matches, I'm sure, but I think they overbuilt it. So it was disappointing in that regard. If he just showed up tonight without any preamble, pre-build, tease of being a Hall of Fame worthy major league signing, probably would have come off better. Like I said, I tweeted this out earlier, and I don't know if I correctly made it clear what I was saying on Twitter, but Big Show got signed last week. He comes out and announces that he's part of announcing that there's going to be another big signing on this pay-per-view. So in my mindset, like if Big Show is announcing a signing, the signing he's announcing that he's teasing is a big surprise, should probably be a bigger star than him. Oh, there's the first explosion. Oh, that wasn't that impressive. Not great. Oh, that was not great. First explosion looked like the little pop things you should just throw down on the ground. So the people, I've never seen the old FMW Japanese matches that this is trying to ape, but like the big thing I heard is like the key to it is the explosions have to look good. And so far they're 0 for 1 because the first explosion of this match looked like crap. Moxley was nowhere near what exploded, so it didn't look like the explosion would have hit him. It looked like the little sparking fireworks that just spark on the ground. So not off to a great start on this one. Not off to a great start in terms of the effects. That's disappointing. That's disappointing. kind of a bummer to be thinking now. I wish they hadn't done this as the match for these two guys, because if these two guys just did a straight John Moxley's bladed. There's the blood. These two guys, we've never got to see the Kenny Omega best bout machine in AEW. You know, he was kind of just around putting other people over in the early days of AEW. Then he was in the tag team with Hangman Page. They had some incredible matches. The Young Bucks tag team match obviously was the best match of the year last year. But we haven't seen the Omega that had the incredible series with Okada. And this is, now that he's got the belt, now that he's in the championship picture, this is when we should be getting those type of matches. But he did one lights out match with Moxley, which was like a crazy just death match. They had a decent match on Dynamite, but it ended in a shenanigans. And now they're in this weird death match where they've only got like a quarter of the ring that they can use. Oh. Moxley's insane. He just got thrown into like a barbed wire board. He's got to be cut up so bad on his back. He's bleeding everywhere his head. I'm sure he bladed for that one, but Jesus. But so far, the explosions, which were the key to this match, have not been great. The first one wasn't great. If I was Tony Khan back in gorilla position watching this match, I'd be like scrambling to try to figure out if we can make the next explosion look better, because that first explosion looked like crap. Oh, moonsault. So we've started to get some stuff going here. Great Crimson Mask by Moxley. Absolutely phenomenal Crimson Mask by Moxley. "20 minutes till the ring explodes," Tony Schiavone just announced. Good grief. Oh my God. Okay. Omega just got pushed into the second exploding side. Oh. Yeah, these explosions suck. Yeah, these explosions suck. The barbed wire part's crazy, but the explosions aren't great. Like, they're nowhere near the wrestlers, so they don't look like they'd be affecting Moxley and Omega when they hit them. And they're tiny. They're tiny. They're like so bad. Not great. Feel bad for these two guys because they're killing each other. Moxley's bleeding everywhere. He's got thrown into like some crazy barbed wire. But I think people are going to like hate on this match because the explosions look like crap. They're killing themselves. They're working their butts off, but the explosions look like crap. Oh, snap. My bad. I keep forgetting my wife bought me this microphone, so I need to do more live streams so that I can use the microphone. What does my voice sound like when I'm doing this? Let me know in the chat. Does my voice sound weird when I do this? Tom DeLong. Get down. Oh. Jesus. This has had some crazy stuff so far, but I definitely feel like I wish these guys would have just done a straight up match so far. Because the explosions suck. Very underwhelming. The barbed wire stuff's nuts. Moxley's bleeding like a lunatic, and now he's wrapping himself in barbed wire. This is insane. I wish the explosions were better. Come on, blow stuff up. It's an exploding death match. How do you have like bad explosions in an exploding death match? Mm. Mm. Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm-mm-mm-mm. She's done better explosions. All right, here we go. Less than 15 minutes until the ring explodes. That explosion better be a lot better than the explosions they've had so far. We just got a third explosion. I was watching my FIFA game, not that one. Let me see. Give me a replay. Yeah, that one sucked. These explosions suck. They're like pop rocks going off. This is terrible. When we hit 30 minutes and the whole thing blows up, it better be insane. Because so far, these have been like, terrible. Like the little things you throw down that spike and you pop. Marad, my guess is Kenny wins the match. I think they're building towards some other stuff with him. Like he seems like he's going to go eventually challenge for the Impact title. He's doing this whole gimmick of he's the belt collector now. So kind of wouldn't make much sense for him to lose the belt now because he's been doing the crossover with Impact. I think he wins that belt. They're starting to tease more and more New Japan stuff. I mean, it's very interesting. He won the AEW title shortly after his longtime friend and tag team partner Ibushi won the New Japan title, the AWGP title. They're just now starting to build that relationship, but I don't know that there's a bigger match you can make outside of WWE right now than Omega versus Ibushi, AEW champ versus IWGP champ. I don't know that there's a bigger match than that you can make right now, so I don't know that either side can agree to that, can figure out a way to make that work, but I mean, oh, these explosions are awful. Good Lord. The worst part is they keep hitting the barbed wire, which is what triggers the explosion. And the barbed wire is probably killing these poor guys. But the explosions look like crap. Everybody who has a familiarity with FMW, the history of these matches, said in the build up to this, the explosions looking good was the huge key to this match, and they've looked like crap. They're clearly positioned in a place where they're not blowing the guys up. They're crappy fireworks just that go off to the side of them whenever they hit a spot that's supposed to like blow them up. This is terrible. These guys are bleeding like crazy. They're getting themselves ripped to shreds by the barbed wire, and the explosions look like crap. I need to go to Twitter. I gotta see if anybody else is thinking what I'm thinking on this, because they look terrible. These explosions are trash. The live crowd seems to be really into the explosions. Maybe where they can't see things as well as the cameras are catching for TV. Maybe they look better to them than they do on TV because they're going nuts every time they hit them, every time the explosions go off. Maybe they're just like so desperate to be into a wrestling show because everything's been so shut down for so long. They're just going to cheer for. I mean, these guys are killing each other. They deserve to be cheered, but the explosions are so disappointing. Ugh. I feel weird that I'm rooting for there to be bigger explosions that might actually hurt and kill these men. Oh man, Omega's bladed up good now. There's some sort of countdown going. What's happening? There's some kind of music being pumped in now. Just like a countdown go. Maybe this is the countdown to the explosion. There's no clock up. There's just like a weird countdown music being played. Ooh, V triggered. I mean, the V trigger to me is the most impressive move in wrestling, just because, like, I know there's a lot of slapping to it that makes some of the sound effect, but man, Kenny Omega makes it look good. Oh, Okay, I'll give them a little bit of credit here. Kenny Omega's one winged angel is the most protected move in all of professional wrestling. Nobody ever kicks out of it. They found a clever way to let Moxley get out of it. Omega hit it. Moxley was pinned. Moxley just tapped the bottom rope to cause an explosion that broke up the pin. They're selling it that he sacrificed his own body to trigger the explosion that blew Kenny up. But once again, the explosion sucked. It was a bad explosion. It was not impressive. Not great looking. 6 minutes till the ring explodes. If you're watching the clock, 6 minutes till the ring explodes. Okay, here come the Good Brothers. Here come the Good Brothers. Oh, Carl Anderson immediately just got destroyed with the Barb bat, but now we got two. Great line by JR. It's not Tuesday night. Get your ass back to Nashville. Oh, that's an exploding bat. That was the best spot of the match so far. Exploding barbed wire bat. Moxley still kicked out. Okay, that was the most impressive thing so far as the exploding barbed wire bat. That was actually kind of awesome. Less than 5 minutes till the whole thing blows up. Luke Gallows looks like $1 million. I am so confused about why Vince McMahon, did he get in better shape after WWE got rid of him? Oh God, he just hit a one-winged angel on an open chair. This might be over. We're not going to get the explosion. That's the 3. The one problem with the Good Brothers winning in and hoping Kenny Omega win is like, why did they wait till the end? Like Kenny Omega almost died in this match, and they ran in with the very end. Maybe Kenny told him don't come in until later. I don't know. Is the timer still on for this explosion? Because Excalibur just said there's no fail safes. Nobody can turn the ring off. It's going to blow up no matter what. So apparently nobody in AEW can turn the explosions off. The ring's going to blow up no matter what happens. Oh, God. So they're going to handcuff Jon Moxley into the ring so that he can't escape, and he's going to blow up this, I guess. I mean, if you want to write a person off TV, if you want to get them off TV for a little while, this is a way to do it. But the explosion better be a lot more impressive than anything else in this match. The exploding bat was sick. Everything else in this match so far, the other effects, not great, but the match, brutal, man. Oh, God, they're just grinding his head with the barbed wire now. They're keeping the beatdown going post-match because they're trying to trap him in the ring and blow him up. Now, it's a big problem in wrestling these days. The heels always have like 10 buddies that come out and help them. Baby faces never have any friends anymore. Moxley's character is kind of a lone wolf. Like he's kind of been a tweener type dude who logically wouldn't have any friends. Like Eddie Kingston was his best friend and they had a big feud. So you'd think there'd be somebody that might want to come out and save the day. Okay, we got the 1 minute countdown to the bomb. The ring's going to explode in 1 minute. Mega, Good Brothers, running for their life. I think Seth Rollins is still doing his stupid Monday Night Messiah gimmick on SmackDown. Wait, here comes Eddie Kingston. Eddie Kingston saving Jon Moxley. I think he's too late. Why didn't Eddie Kingston come out like 5 minutes ago when the beatdown was going? Oh, Kingston's going to get blown up too. They're going to go down together. Here comes the bomb. What's going to happen? Okay, those explosions were comically bad. Eddie's still laying on top of Moxley like he got blown up on and that they're dead together. There's a doctor checking on them. But those were the most comically bad. That was like comically bad. The explosions just went off. What? Oh, this is terrible. Oh, this is terrible. The announcers are trying to act like the whole ring just exploded. Tony Schiavone's saying they could feel the heat from the explosions right there. Oh my God. Wow. Eddie Kingston's acting like he's knocked out cold. Doctors are checking on him like he had a heart attack or he died or something. Those, holy crap. This is bad. This is the one thing they couldn't do. The, Tony Schiavone just said there's a lot of heat came our way when the bombs went off. There was no bombs. I agree. I think the pyro guys had to have botched it. There's no way the pyro was supposed to be that bad. That was comically bad. I thought it was a joke. They had to have screwed that up. There's no way it was supposed to be that. It was that bad. I thought somebody was going to come out and like be like, ha ha ha, we got you. There was no bombs all along. That was absolutely terrible. What a disaster. Eddie Kingston looks like an idiot right now, and it's not his fault. He was supposed to come sacrifice himself and get blown up. That was a disaster. Wow. Holy crap. What a disaster that was. I feel so bad for Kenny Omega, Jon Moxley, and Eddie Kingston. Omega and Moxley killed themselves in that match with all the barbed wire stuff, and the explosions just like crap the whole match. And then Eddie Kingston has to come out to be the hero, to save the day, to be the big sacrifice himself to protect Jon Moxley. And it looked like a couple of bottle rockets went off on the ring post. And then he just had to lay there like he got blown up. When there was just like, psh, that's embarrassing. Holy crap. Tony Khan and all the guys at AEW have done a great job. I've been a huge fan of everything they've done so far. They got their hands full trying to fix everything they did on this pay-per-view because Christian Cage, super lame as the big surprise, should not have built Christian Cage up. Like, if you got Christian Cage, that's great. Great point, Robert. Goldberg's intro has more pyro than an exploding ring. The pyro guys had to have messed it up. Bandana said it. They had to have messed it up. There's no way that was what was supposed to happen. There's no possible way that was supposed to happen. And then everybody was just stuck sitting there like, we have the story to tell. We have the plan. We can't just get out of the ring. Yeah, definitely lowest point in AEW history. Because, I mean, like, their pay-per-views have all delivered up to this point. I mean, they've been good, great matches all the way around. That's what I'm saying. They've got a big job to do to figure out. I mean, you can't come back on Wednesday night on Dynamite and say Eddie Kingston's dead. Jon Moxley got beat up enough that you can use that to write him off TV if that's what they're trying to do. But I don't know what you do with Eddie Kingston because he just laid on top of he was supposed to get blown up to protect Jon Moxley, and then there's like I probably have something in this house that I could go get and make a bigger explosion than what they did. That was, man, like, how do you not test that? How do you not have so much more prepared for that than to get to that point that's what happens? That was insane. I can't believe how bad that was. Like, that's all I heard in the build up to this was the explosions have to be good. The explosions have to be good. The explosions have to be good. And the explosions sucked. Like, I said it, like, the first explosion went off. I said Tony Khan should have been back in gorilla position, like, immediately being on the headset, like, what's happening? Why are these explosions? Yeah, it looked like Roman candles going off. Like, he should have been on the headset being like, we got to fix this. The explosions look terrible. The explosions look terrible. Especially when you're building towards that big, huge one at the end. Like, how do you not, like, see that coming? Because the explosions in the whole thing, it might have been a Vince McMahon inside job. Like, I don't know how you build this up. Because they've been building this up for, like, 3-4 weeks now. They've known this is what they're building towards. They've known this is what the big spot was going to be. And somehow they just totally crapped the bed on that. That was unbelievable. I was thinking what we might see. Robert, you said it's all about the smoke. I was thinking they might do like some big kind of fireballs, smoke on the ring post, and then pull the old WWE collapsing ring deal that WWE did 100 times when, like, anytime anybody suplexes the Big Show off the top rope, where they do the collapsing ring gimmick. Did it with Lesnar, did it with Mark Henry, did it 100 times. I thought they'd do like some kind of bombs, little smoke fireballs go off in the corner post, and then the ring collapses like it got blown up. I totally thought that was going to happen. Would have been like, okay, I've seen this a million times, but literally it just looked like somebody shut off some bottle rockets or Roman candles in the corner. And then Eddie Kingston, who was nowhere near any explosion, had to lay there like he just got a nuclear bomb dropped on him. he got screwed over worse than anybody. Because at least Moxley got beat down by 3 guys. He had all the barbed wire grading, the blade job. Omega went through the barbed wire. At least those 2 guys like killed themselves with like this, all the non-explosion stuff. Eddie Kingston ran out way too late. Like, why did he let them beat the crap out of Jon Moxley for 5 minutes before he ran out? Laid on top of him. Sparklers went off in the corner, and then Eddie Kingston laid there like he'd gotten blown up all to hell. That was, man. That was bad. That was so bad. By far, I mean, somebody said it earlier, definitely the lowest point for AEW. Something had to gone wrong. There's no way they thought what happened was going to be a satisfying visual, satisfying thing. That was, I mean, they haven't had many missteps. I think they've gotten a lot right. They've done a lot well. I'm a big fan of everything they've done for the most part up to this point, but that was, between building up Christian like he's Hulk Hogan coming into your company and then doing that in your main event, this was, it's a very bad night for them. This could be a huge turning point for AEW in terms of what they do going forward, because they were coming off the Shaq thing on Wednesday, which could have been a huge bleeding over into pop culture type thing that they could have built off of. I don't know if anybody bought this pay-per-view who just saw the Shaq thing on Wednesday and was like, oh, Shaq was over in this company. That's cool. I want to see what they do next. But if they did, if the first time they watched AEW was the Shaq thing Wednesday night and they were like, that was cool, I want to watch the pay-per-view on Sunday. Woof. Whiff. Huge miss. Huge miss for AEW. That's the stuff they can't afford to do. WWE can screw things up to the high heavens because it's WWE. Been around 100 years, not literally. But I mean, I'm not a fan of anything WWE has done in the last like 5 or 6 years. But I have a subscription to the network. I watch every pay-per-view. It's just something to do. I'm going to keep doing it forever. There's no way I'm ever going to stop. I've said I'm going to stop 100 times, but I never can. But AEW, on the other hand, they don't have that loyal fan base that's just going to stick around forever. They've got to do stuff to like build their audience, and this was not the way to do it. Who farted? Oh, I get it. That's what you did there. Whew. I thought the show was good overall. The Christian thing sucked. I mean, I had a feeling it was going to be Christian. I had it in my head it was either going to be Christian or RVD. Those were the 2 I thought. And either one would have sucked for the way they built it up. It's like, do you want Edge light or do you want the 50-year-old pothead who bounces around and shows up randomly at other places? Not great. They started out so good, though. That tag team match to start, Bucks and Jericho and MJF, that match was awesome. I'm actually kind of stunned because they have, like, not really dropped the ball in this way at all up to this point. Like, if I was Tony Khan and I had seen the crappy explosions that were happening in the bulk of the match, I might have just called off the whole ending angle. I might have just said, like, these explosions look like crap. I have no faith that the final explosion is going to look good. Let's just scrap the whole thing, do the beatdown at the end, and let that be that. Like, you can stop stuff. Like, you're live. You don't have to keep doing things once you can clearly see that they're bad. You can pull the plug and go, that was terrible. These explosions look like crap. The end one's going to be the worst one of all because it's the one we've been building towards. Let's just cut the plug. Whew, man. That was bad. That was so bad. That was. Man. The craziest part about it is we know Tony Khan and Dave Meltzer talk. I've listened to every Dave Meltzer podcast this week. Every Dave Meltzer podcast for the last couple of weeks ever since they announced this match. And he's the one who said it 100 times. The explosions have to look good for this match to work. So if he's saying that on the radio show, if he's saying that on his podcast, he told that directly to Tony Khan. He told Tony, you have to make the explosions look right. Here's the problem that Tony was probably weighing with that is that nobody cared about the wrestler safety back in the 90s when they were blowing everybody up in FMW. So he had to figure out, okay, explosions have to look good. I also cannot literally kill John Moxley and Kenny Omega. But how do you not test that before? How do you not test the explosions and see how bad they are? Like, I think something really must have gone wrong with that big final explosion because it was laughably bad. Like, the ones that happened during the course of the match, I think probably they thought they were passable and they had a bigger explosion that was going to be at the end. And the big explosion at the end was what was going to save it. But something had to have gone wrong with the finale. Because that was like comically bad. I thought it was almost like Kenny Omega was going to come back out and go, ha 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 ha. There was no explosions all along. We got you, John. We got you. Because it was that bad. The final explosion was that bad. Had to have been a mistake. There's no way that was what they. But how do you not test that? How do you not make sure everything's going to go off right if you have something that big planned? Yeah, it's fair to call him Tony Baloney right now because he dropped the ball on that one. He definitely dropped the ball on that one. Weirdly, though, I'm more intrigued to watch Dynamite on Wednesday now than if they had just blown Moxley up and that was how they wrote him off TV and he was going to be gone for a little while. Because now I feel like they have to do something different. Like, I think this was supposed to be John Moxley gets blown up. He goes off till his wife has their baby and stuff like that. Kenny goes on with his new championship, maybe has a new program, but now there's no way they can just act like that explosion was real. They have to come up with a new plan. They have to be like, oh, Kenny pulled the plug on the explosion. They have to do something. So I'm interested to see how they try to salvage this because that was absolutely terrible. Holy cow. I'm really glad I did this live stream. I wasn't planning on doing it. And then I was like, it'd be fun to just throw something on and do a live stream while this is going on. Because I was expecting there to be I feel like it's WandaVision all over again. Spoiler alert if you haven't watched WandaVision. I was expecting there to be these massive explosions, these huge twists, this crazy stuff happening. And it was all like, WandaVision was the same way. Subscribe to my YouTube channel if you haven't already, because you'll get to see exactly what I thought about WandaVision tomorrow, because tomorrow's going to be a new Marvel Monday. That was so bad. I can't believe how bad that was. I'm shocked because AEW has been killing it on most stuff, in my opinion. But dang. They messed up bad there. Really excited to hear the post-show podcast from Meltzer. So I'm sure somebody's going to call him right now and be like, hey, this is what happened. This is what was supposed to happen. Blah, 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 blah. So he should have some insight into why everything went so wrong and looked so crappy. Yeah. I feel like puking. And sick. Sure. Anywho, It's late here. I can't believe I stayed up late to watch that. So I'm going to wrap this up. If you haven't already, subscribe to my YouTube channel, Uncle Mad. Probably do more live streams like this. WrestleMania is right on the corner. I'm definitely going to be live streaming stuff for WrestleMania. 2 nights. Might do the NXT TakeOver stuff too. Depends what the card is. If it's going to be interesting enough to do it, I'll do it. But I might just do it just because, like, what else do I have to do? So subscribe to my YouTube channel or follow me on Twitter because I dual stream on both. So, and for those of you that were active in the chat, thank you. It gave me something to bounce off of. Greg Francis right now is pooping, peacing out, blowing his nose. Thank you to you. Thank you to everybody else. I hope you didn't pay for that because I feel really bad that I paid for that. Good night. Don't stand so close to me.